welcome back to the day ones. Welcome back to our channel. Before we get into this update video today, go ahead and like the video, comment down below, and if you are new, smash that subscribe button to take flight with us.
Fake love, I don't need it, you can keep it, that's a fact. I had to make up my mind. I took that weight on my shoulder. I done been down.
So, I know y'all haven't seen me in a while, and y'all ain't even got no entertainment videos in like a week. I want y'all to please excuse my scarf and just my appearance. I really wasn't gonna make no videos today. I didn't plan on even making this video, but I want to be honest with y'all on like who inspired me to come and sit in my bathroom and talk to y'all. It was really Tory Lanez, because Tory Lanez had like went to Atlanta and helped this girl named Shady or whatever. And so I guess, seeing him help her like made me curious about how she had been doing, because I initially heard about Shady through Vicky. And so I was on Shady's page or whatever, and I'm seeing all the stuff that she's going through, and I'm just sitting over here thinking like my life is so bad when, girl, is so many other people out here going through so many more things than you are, and your problems is like this compared to their big old problems. So the last time I was here, I let y'all know that I think I was giving y'all an update about my court situation with my mother and my daughter and stuff like that. And I know I haven't like been here to update y'all, let y'all know what's going on. And it was really one of y'all reaching out to me and like saying that my videos about my court situation and my child custody situation and everything was helping them. And they basically asked me for more information. I didn't give them no legal advice because I ain't no lawyer. I just kind of like gave them some trials and tribulations I went through, just hoping that they would be able to find an answer out of the information I gave them. And so that was another thing that kind of inspired me to like just do this little update, just to kind of let y'all know like where I've been with everything, because I've been struggling, y'all. My mental health has not been good, and I just want to like be honest and like let y'all know that that's really what it is. And I was crying today in the car with my boyfriend because he doesn't like when I feel down and when I'm not feeling myself or whatever, and especially when I'm not able to like do what I love to do, which is upload. He be trying to like talk to me and like get me to be real with myself, like, bitch, be real with yourself right now, like look at who you talking to. So it's not like I can like lie to him or stuff like that. He be knowing like when I'm not being truthfully honest with him. So yeah, I just want to like keep it 1000 with y'all, okay? Because ever since day one that I've been on YouTube, I just always try to make that one thing about my channel that I want to like just keep forever. It's just to be totally transparent with y'all and to be 1000. So on a 1000 note, I've been struggling, y'all. Okay. I've been focused on my mental health because I feel like for the first time in years, I'm finally at a place where I can focus on myself, because my home foundation is good. My children are good. Their school is good. My fiance is good. Just everything's good. Everything's perfect. I don't have no problems. I don't have no issues, really. Like, this is like the most serene space I've ever been in my life. Okay, so I just want to like put that little disclaimer in there to just like let y'all know like how down I've been, just worried about my mental health, because for so long I was homeless. Okay, and I know that I tell y'all that all the time, and there are like videos way back like a year or two ago on my channel explaining like that situation to y'all. Unfortunately, I didn't know about YouTube and all of its glories back then when I was going through my homelessness situation, because if I did, I feel like that my life would have had like a total turnaround, that YouTube could have possibly had me somewhere, that I could have been, but unfortunately God has his plans, and so I'm not the one to ask questions, and I'm just trying to like do the best that I can for myself. So to keep it totally 1,000, y'all, I've been in a space where I've been able to actually think about what may be wrong with me. Because for so long, I was homeless and I couldn't think about nothing else except for where I was going to lay my head at night, how I was going to eat, how I was going to be able to brush my teeth and take a shower, and my hygiene, where I was going to keep my clothes, how I was, and then it's just like, being homeless in your early, from like the age of 18,
19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
I feel like those are the years that people actually need to figure out who they are. I really feel like you figure out who you are when you're a child. But I feel like I had such a hard childhood. And look, my parents may tell you that Day One is lying to you when she says that she didn't have a good life because she had clothes on her back, she had food in her mouth, and she was taken care of. But I feel like that some of our parents in their generations felt like that if they were just supplying clothes and making sure that their children look good so other parents couldn't talk about them or their parenting, making sure that their kids was fed so that other parents wouldn't have to like complain about, you not feeding your kids, or that they had things that they wanted so that they wouldn't be in other people's faces asking for it, But I feel like on the flip side, that same generation didn't provide the emotional support for the kids that needed it, Like, I just feel like in my particular situation, because I can't speak for nobody else, like my biggest problem is my mom doing things like her criminal history and stuff, and how much she got in trouble, and how much she got arrested, and how much she spent away from me, and how much time she spent in prison, or if she was there, was she worried about me or asking if I was okay, or like not trying to make me the center of attention. But it's like, now that I'm a parent, the one thing that people won't let me forget is when you have children, it doesn't become about you anymore. It becomes about the child. What you want don't matter. It's what the child needs, because now you went out there and became a fully grown, competent adult to have a baby and raise this baby, and you have dedicated yourself to raise this child because it came from you. And as a parent, there is no manual, there is no guide to show you how it's done and how it's supposed to work, and if you're doing right or if you're doing wrong. I guess that's just built over time. But in my mom's situation, I just feel like that she wasn't there for me in a loving type of way, in an emotional type of way. Like, I feel like I don't have any emotional attachment to my mom. And this has been literally all of my life, because now that I'm an adult, I went back and looked through my mother's criminal history, y'all. I've Googled her because I wanted to know, how much were you away from me in my life? Because if you were in court or receiving warrants or turning yourself in, or, not being available, or running the streets, or partying, or drinking, or just doing whatever, where was I? Because I spent a lot of time with a lot of other people, and then it just seems like when my mom finally got her shit together, or not even her shit together, but when she finally realized I don't want to go to jail for a long time, is when she finally started trying to pay some attention to me, But it's like, at that point, it was too late, because I had already become who I was going to be as a person. Like, and you had no influence in that because you ran the streets and you weren't there for me like you were supposed to be. And so it's like, now as an adult, like, even as a teenager, like, even as a young adult, 18, let's say, 2007, I would have been 18 years old. So in 2008, December of 2008 is when I had my first child. So I was 19. But yeah, to be 1,000 in 2007, I would have been 18 years old. I graduated in June or July of 2008, you know. I found out I was pregnant with Emery 2 months after graduation in August. I was pushing 5 months. And the reason I didn't know I was pregnant was because I really didn't even do it that much. Like I had one boyfriend, and that's the person I'm with right now. Like, we've been together since I was 15 years old. I cheated on him one time in my life, y'all. And the one time that I cheated on him in my life, y'all, I got pregnant by this deadbeat nobody, y'all. I swear. I'm being 1,000 with y'all. So, ended up getting pregnant. I only messed with this guy one time. So, when I found out I was pregnant, I was really confused on the dates and stuff like that, because I really don't do it like that, because I wasn't sexually active like that because of the person my mama was. Like, I don't play around with, when I was younger, I didn't play around with her, you know? So, it's just like, when I had got pregnant, whatever, it was just really the wrong time. And then when I found out, it was already too late to do anything about it. And so by the time I started going to the doctor or whatever, it was already past the time that they, you know, I'm not really sure at which point in your pregnancy that they asked to do the test or whatever to see if your baby gonna be Down syndrome or like have any type of complications and stuff. Like, I wasn't able to get that test and stuff like that. So when I had my baby or whatever, like, it was just everybody in the hospital room, it was their first time figuring out she had Down syndrome when I pushed her out of me or whatever. And it's just like, my mama had felt so bad, y'all. Like, she was crying, she was hysterical, like she was really just like through the roof with like emotions, and I was really confused as to why she was acting like that or whatnot. And I really didn't even know that she had felt bad, or look, this is all alleged, because honestly I don't even know nothing about my own life, because people feel the need to keep stuff from me, which kind of irritates me, y'all, because I feel like that I was going through so much trauma, just not even having my mama in my life when I was younger, and just moving from house to house to house to house, and always being at somebody else's house. And if I was with my parents, they was fighting and stuff, and just like having to be in that toxic situation and stuff like that. And it's just the fact that everybody want to run around here acting like they shit don't stink, which really makes me mad, because it makes me seem like I'm the crazy one when it's really y'all not wanting to confront y'all demons. And I'm just not gonna keep going around here feeling like I'm crazy when I know I'm not crazy. Like, and I know, like, I'm sorry I'm getting loud, y'all, because it just really makes me mad, because I come from a small town, first of all. Okay, so small town people, if your people don't be telling you who your people is, then two of y'all, your child and his child could mess around and have a baby and not know that they related, okay? Because they parents just let them run the streets and don't want to be getting in their business to figure out who they running the streets with, and now you didn't lay down with your cousin and had a baby type situation. And so that's very hard for me to have to sit down with people and try to go down my timeline to see how close my parents are in relation, to see if that's the reason that I'm struggling with medical disorders. Why my genetics is messed up. But my mama don't want to she don't want to talk about that though. You just want to take my baby away from me. You don't want to confront the fact that I'm a product of incest. I don't care if y'all are third cousins, second cousins, fourth cousins. Y'all are cousins, period. And I know y'all people was telling y'all about it before y'all was doing it, and y'all was just doing it anyway. And when you had me, you thought that he was going to help you, and he didn't. And it's like you took all that frustration out on me. And now that I am grown, I refuse to just keep carrying this around with me, being sad and stuff and not knowing how to talk or vent or express myself, because I grew up in such a toxic environment. Since everybody wants so much to gossip about and don't nobody want to focus on their own business, and y'all want to know so much, this is what it is. So when I think about why I am still fighting for my 12-year-old daughter who stays with my 50-year-old mother, and why my mother will not give my baby back to me when she knows that I'm doing good, that's the question. So I don't know what else to do. I've started going to counseling for it, because I don't know how else to adjust to it or adapt to it. I don't know how to fix it, because it's really not my problem. It's my mama's problem, and she don't want to, she not ready to face it. So now I'm sitting here stuck with all this information and nobody to talk to about it because my parent is in denial and you just basically trying to replace my baby with me, because we all know, everybody watching this video who's from my hometown, because I know y'all I'll be on here. I gotta do some serious editing in this video, y'all, because I didn't say her name, y'all. I didn't got so hyped up, I didn't say her name. But anyway, so everybody who from where I'm from and watching this video, because I know y'all be watching me, y'all know that my mama was not there for me like she should have been. She wasn't the best mother. Everyone knows this. And a lot of y'all watching this video wasn't the best mothers to y'all's children either. Okay, so we just over here keeping it 1,000. This is 1,000 day, and that's what we do over here on the day ones. We keep it 1,000. So now that we are here, you know, when I was younger, I had issues going on in my mind from my mama really not being there for me in my life. And then when she did decide to be there for me, of course, me and her not gonna get along because we ain't never spent that much time together, because you always running the streets. So of course, we butting heads at this point, but she can't put me out though, because at this point, we not staying in our hometown no more. We in the city, we living in Dallas. So she can't put me out at 12 and 13 years old and 14 years old when I'm getting on her nerves, because she really not even used to being around her kids, because she just used to dropping them off at people's houses. So when I turned 15, 16, y'all tell me why this girl went and dropped me off at this transit. It was like a, you know, when them bad kids be going, when they just be acting up so bad and they just be doing so much and their parents can't control them. And these be the kids that's really bad. They be like taking guns to school and stuff, or like getting caught having SCX at the school or something, or running away or something like that. Like, these kids is actually here because they need to be, type thing. But it's like, my mama went and dropped me off at that place, y'all, and left me there for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Dropped me off with my bags of clothes and left me there. Do you know I had to call my mentor from school and ask her to go talk to my mama about why she tripping and she didn't drop me off at this place? And the only reason I got released from this place is because my mentor came and got me. And I'm just still sitting over here, you know, I be going through stuff, y'all. When I be trying to tell y'all, I be going through stuff behind the scenes. YouTube is just something I stumbled up on. I'm telling y'all, it was God, because I did not know nothing about none of this, none of that ish. I ain't knew about none of this until my sister in 2016 approached me and said, excuse me, y'all, I'm hype. Okay. The YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world next to Google, and that you can get paid from it. That's all she told me, y'all. That is all she said, and that was all that she wrote, okay? And I went and did the research. I went and read up about it. I went and cried every single night for months because I didn't understand how to make it work, but I knew that somehow this was my calling. I didn't know, y'all, but somehow I knew this was my calling and that this is what I was supposed to be doing. And I lost my job. I'm skipping ahead of the story. I really am getting ahead of myself. But let me go back, okay? Because in 2007, I was 18, okay? In 2008 is when I found out I was about to have a baby, and had her December 17th of 2008, before 2009 even got here. Okay, I told y'all my mama dropped me off at that home for the bad kids and left me there. My godmother had to come and get me out. That was when I was 15, 16. Then when I turned 17, I was living with my mentor. Yes, my mama had allowed for me to go and stay with this lady that I had met in 7th grade when I first moved to the area that we was living in around the time that I met her. And she's been in my life, y'all, since 7th grade. This lady today is still in my life because when I was 17 years old, I had to go and stay with this lady because my mama couldn't deal with me, because she had never had to deal with me, because she always was dropping me off with other people. So really, in between the time of my mama putting me out when I was 10, because I stayed with this lady when I was 17. So when I was 18, I moved back with my mama, and that's when I graduated or whatever, high school, whatever. So when I found out I was pregnant, I ended up moving in with the dude I'm with now. I ended up moving in with him, and my mentor hit me up. She was like, girl, where you at? You ain't been home in a few days. Because when I graduated, me and my mama, we ain't get along. And it was weird, and it's hard to explain for somebody who wasn't there. But it was like sometimes I was at my mama's and going to school from her house, and sometimes I was at the other lady house and going to school from her house. But when I graduated, I was living with the lady. So when I went to go live with, like, it was literally the day of graduation, I did not go home because I had felt like in my family, graduating high school is a huge thing because not many people make it. My daddy dropped out in like 7th grade. My mama dropped out in like 8th grade. Like, so me graduating felt like honors to me. Like, okay, finally I'm free. I don't got to go back and deal with y'all. I didn't got this high school diploma. I am 18. I'm grown. I'm finna dip. So when my mentor lady, she was asking me like, where you been? You ain't been home in a few days. And I'm just like, oh, I graduated high school. I thought I didn't have to come back. So didn't even know, y'all, I was pregnant until I went to the hospital and I had the dude I'm with now, whatever, take me to the hospital. And then I found out that I was like almost 5 months pregnant. But you know, the doctors, they be saying like weeks and stuff like that. But I was almost 5 months pregnant, y'all. Didn't even know it. Have been going through all of this stuff, just these issues. My mama just not getting along with her. Like, I've never gotten along with this lady. So when I had my baby or whatever, well, really, no. When I was still living with the dude I'm with now, whatever, and my mentor had hit me up and she was like, are you going to come back? I was like, no, because I graduated. I didn't think I had to come back. I didn't think he was expecting me to come back or whatever. So I'm living with him at this point, and his stepmama happens to be at his house or whatever. And I had ended up talking to my mama on the phone, but I didn't tell her I was pregnant. But I knew, I had found out at this point that I was pregnant, but I didn't tell her because I didn't want her to know because of the history that we already had. Girl, tell me why the stepmama then heard me talking to my mama and heard me not tell my mama that I was pregnant. Call my mama back after I had ended the call with my mama, y'all, and hung up the phone and was about to go continue my life. She picked up the phone and took it upon herself to call my mama and tell my mama I was pregnant. And y'all, that was the worst situation. So then that's when my mama started coming over there saying, oh, it's time for you to come back to the house. You need to come back to the house. You don't need to be over here. You need to come over here where I know you safe and all this other stuff. At the time, y'all, I was unaware that it was manipulation because me and my family do not come from the type of people who do research or, you know, go to counseling or let the white people get in their life or through their doors type thing. So when she was manipulating me, I went home because I did feel like that was the best place for me to be. I did feel like I was going to get a lot of nutrition over there and be able to feed my baby and all of that. And I was going to go to my doctor's appointments and be handling my responsibilities and doing all of that or whatever like that. So I get over there, y'all. And I end up, you know, it's still issues and stuff with her and me while I'm over there or whatever. I end up having the baby, and my baby's sick, and, you know, I'm still going through issues with my mama. I'm still going through issues not knowing myself. I'm still going through issues having a baby who has Down syndrome, hyperthyroidism, sickle cell disease, and failed both of her hearing tests. And I'm going through this thing called postpartum, and I don't know what the fuck it is. And I'm just going through all this shit. And I got all these people in my face, and it's just too much going on. And really on the cool, I wasn't diagnosed back then. But like I told y'all, I've been going to counseling. And they didn't diagnose me, y'all, with bipolar 1 disorder and generalized anxiety disorder. And they told me they felt like I had a traumatic childhood experience with my mother and that she is a trigger for me, y'all. She is a trigger for me, and I just can't function when she is around me. And I know that is a lot to say, and I really hate to give her power. Like, if you watching this, I really hate to give you that power because it's just like you've done nothing else but torment me my whole entire life. And then a lot of people out there will be like, well, how did you lose your baby to your mama? Well, I was homeless because she put me out because we don't get along. And so when I found out I was pregnant while I was homeless, all of a sudden she's interested and she wants me to come back. So then Child Protective Services gets involved, y'all. And Child Protective Services realizes, oh, well, your mother has this long criminal history. And your mother even has her own CPS history. Well, we don't feel safe with your baby being within 17 feet of your mom. We need for you to move out immediately. We're gonna, if you'll work with us and cooperate with us, we'll allow you to voluntarily place your daughter in the care of your mentor for 90 days while you get an apartment and get your stuff together and get away from this lady. Yes, they did. I had went and did everything that they wanted me to do, and they gave me my baby back, and I was living, and it was me and my dude who I'm with right now, living with our baby and raising her. But what we didn't know, because we were young, we were only 19 at the time, to be honest, y'all, we keeping it 1,000. I didn't know how to transition into another apartment. I didn't know that after my lease was up, you're supposed to sign a new lease or renew the lease, or you can move into another apartment or something like that. I didn't know that because my childhood was horrible, okay? And I wasn't taught a lot. So I didn't know that part of things. And I'm not sure if he knew that part of things or not. I don't know. But after our lease expired, after 6 months, his mom and dad are still married or whatever to this day. They've been married over 30 years or something like that. And they believe that if you're not married, you don't need to be laying up in our house together type thing. So when we lost the apartment, I couldn't go stay with them because we weren't married and his daddy wasn't having that. And so I had to go back home. And when I went back home, y'all, is when I felt like my mama started manipulating the situation because I was on her government benefits at the time, but I was the last child because I have an older brother, but he had been removed by the state from her care because she abused him or whatever like that. And so I was the last child leaving up off of her government assistance and stuff. So I felt like that back then. I mean, back then I didn't know, but now I do, that I'm older and that I've witnessed certain things and I've experienced certain things, and now I feel like it's different. But back then, I felt like that she knew that if I left, what was she going to do? Because she didn't have a job at the time, and she had a long, extensive criminal history, and there was really no way that she could secure a job, and there was really just, she didn't have her high school diploma or her GED, and what was she going to do? So I have this baby who I'm having postpartum, and I'm having issues from the last few years of my life where I have this toxic relationship with my mother, and me and her don't get along. And she knows that I'm only supposed to be in her house for a little bit because me and dude are working to get another apartment. We trying to get our money together so we can get another apartment so that we can go and live with our baby and stuff like that. So she manipulates the situation to where, you know, she's putting, because when I was with my dude before our lease expired, there were two of us going to the doctor. There were two of us, you know, getting her ready for bed at night. It was a 2-parent home, basically. So when I moved in with my mom, it wasn't a 2-parent home anymore because she stopped allowing for him to come over. You know, her household rules. So she stopped allowing for him to come over, and then the manipulation turned into, you need to leave him because he's not good for you. He's not helping you. He left you here, you know, like trying to get in my head and stuff like that. And then like, she wasn't helping me with my baby. She wasn't helping me take her to and from the doctors and stuff. All of that landed on me. And even though she had a car that she had helped her boyfriend at the time get, and it was sitting outside in our driveway, do you think that she asked for him to take me to, or, you know, not even to and from, but maybe he can drop me off and I can find my own way back or something like that? Nope. I had to call Medicaid cab. And Medicaid cab, you have to schedule the date with them in advance, like a few days in advance. And when they pick you up, they're picking you up like 2 to 3 hours earlier than your appointment to make sure that you get there on time, because they're also picking up other people. So that's what I had to do every time my daughter had a doctor's appointment, which was damn near every motherfucking day because of what the fuck she has, because of her complications and her Down syndrome and everything. All of that was left on me to do. And I felt like that was like her strong suit in the situation, was like, by not helping me, then I have all this pressure on myself. So eventually I started rescheduling doctor's appointments because I was tired and I wasn't getting no rest, because I would have to wake up 3 hours early, get this baby ready, get on Medicaid cab, wait about an hour and a half, drive from Garland, Texas to Plano, Texas to go to the hospital just to sit up there for 6 to 8 hours by myself, y'all, with this baby who has to see 6 different doctors because she was just born, and then go home and have to get her ready for sleep, wake up in the middle of the night, feed the baby, and all that stuff by myself when I had just started coming from doing it with a 2-parent household, you know. So it's like I had all this pressure on me, and it was a lot of pressure. And so when she had cut off my dude from me and stopped allowing him to come to the house is when I started to sink, and when I started to like not be able to be myself, and I wasn't able to get things done, and I wasn't able to do this. So CPS got back involved. When they got back involved, they were like, well, why are you back here when we told you we didn't want you to be here? And I was just like, because I didn't have anywhere else to go. Because his dad, you know, I can't go to his house because his dad won't allow for me to stay there. And I don't have a good relationship with her. And we're always bumping heads and getting into it. And I'm really just not solid. I wasn't solid. So they said that it would be a good idea if I would sign a power of attorney over to my mom to help her help me, basically, because she made it seem to them as if she was helping me take this baby to and from the doctors, or she was unaware that I was rescheduling the appointments because I was tired. See, she was unaware that I was rescheduling the appointments because I was tired. And so basically she wanted the power of attorney so that it would give her the ability to take my daughter to and from the doctors on the days that I wasn't able to do it. And so once I gave her the paper through CPS or whatever, she put me out again, y'all. And it was like December 2012, I think, 2011, 2012 is when she puts me out again. And this time it's cold. I don't know where I am. I'm going through all this shit. She just started arguing with me over something stupid and then put me out. And what the fuck am I supposed to do? I can't take my baby with me. I don't even know where I'm gonna go. Like, I'm literally standing. She kicked me off her front porch, so I'm literally standing on the sidewalk concrete in front of our house in the middle of the night with no idea where the fuck I'm gonna go. So who else wouldn't leave your baby there? Would you take your baby with you if you don't know where you're gonna go? Like, would you take your baby or would you leave them there? Like, even though me and my mama have this fucked up relationship, that's still her grandbaby. She not gonna do nothing to my baby while I go figure out what the fuck I'm gonna do. She don't want me here, and I'm really not no ass kisser. I'm not that type of person. I can't kiss nobody's ass. I'm not gonna beg you. I'm not gonna bow down to you. I'm not doing that. So if you willing to keep my baby while I go figure out what the fuck we gonna do, thank you. At least for that. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. So I went to go get my shit together. That's what I went to go do. I went to go get my shit together. That's how my baby ended up with my mama. And then later on in 2013, after she moved from Garland and finally moved back to the middle of North Dallas or whatever, but at this point, she should be about 6 by now. So I've been involved in my daughter's life the entire time. Like, when I left her at my mom's house that first time that I signed the power of attorney, it wasn't permanent. Like, I came back for my baby. But when I came back for my baby is when my mom kept her from me for 6 months. Even though I seen her in between time, that's why I feel like she lied under oath, because you did not see me for 6 months, my nigga, because I came around. I was there for every birthday party my baby had up until the time she was like 8 or 9. So how are you going to tell me that I was not around, or you had not seen me for 6 months, and that I voluntarily relinquished rights to my baby to you, giving you the ability to come up here and try to file this motion without my knowledge, thinking that the court was just going to give you what you wanted? You didn't know that they was going to subpoena her parents, both the people on her birth certificate, though. You didn't know that they were going to subpoena the parents. You didn't know that part then. So then that's what lands us in a huge court battle, y'all, from 2013 all the way to 2017, when I lost custody of my baby because I missed one court date on President's Day that I didn't think that court would even be in session. It was really my fault because I didn't call and check. I should have called and checked, but I didn't. And they had court that day, and because I wasn't there, they filed a default order against me and gave custody to my mom, y'all. And my mama moved back to our hometown from where she moved me all those years ago. And moved my baby back down there, y'all. And we recently, because I told y'all I was able to finally afford a lawyer, finally saving after all these years of like fighting with her and just having this messed up relationship with her to try to get my baby back from her, y'all, because I just don't want my baby going through what I had to go through. Like, I know she's being taken care of. I know her room looks nice. I know she has great clothes and their name brand, and her hair might get braided, but I don't feel like there's no emotional support there. I don't feel like that all of a sudden she's made a turnaround. I don't feel that way. I don't feel like that she's made any change to better help herself. And if anything, I feel like that she's doing this for the money, because like I said, I was the youngest child. So once I grew up and I started getting benefits in my own name, she wasn't able to get benefits in her name anymore for me. Meaning she doesn't have no income anymore for me. So you don't have no income, period. So what are you going to do? And I feel like that she took my baby from me legally, y'all, and that the courts helped her do it because she went to legal aid, and therefore I wasn't able to get a lawyer from legal aid, even though I was really the one that was indigent and didn't have no money. And then she's, after legal aid, didn't want to help her anymore because they already seen her little scheme, and they withdrew from the case because they didn't want to do it anymore. What did she do? She used her money that I was paying in child support and went and got a private attorney to finish what legal aid did it. And then when they took my baby from her, she was incarcerated. Yes, she was in jail, but she was still able to get custody of my baby when she got released. And that's how it's been ever since then. So we finally just went to court recently. And finally, things are looking good in my favor. That's why I think that I don't have no worries right now. And I can really sit here and figure out who I am, because I don't have anything to hide in behind. I'm not ashamed of nothing. And it's not my fault because I didn't ask to be here. And my kids didn't ask to be here. That's why I got to go 1,000 for them too, because she deserves to be with her mama, period. And there's really nothing else besides you. You the one need to get help. I might need to give you my therapist number. Maybe we can go to counseling together or something, because I really feel like it's some underlying problems over there that you're dealing with that you don't want to address. So you keep trying to point the finger at everybody else. So now that we've gotten all of that out the way and we know what it is, and we've kept it 1,000 with everyone, who wanted to watch this video and be involved, we keep it at 1,000. I want my baby back. And I'm really frustrated and upset at the fact that I have to go through this court situation another second time. After I've been through it one time already for 4 years by myself, fighting by myself with no support. And it's really traumatizing having to fight your own family in court for something that's yours. I didn't even do anything to lose my baby in the first place. She been putting me out like she been putting me out all my life. What has changed? What has changed? Nothing. The only thing that's changed is I got a baby now, so now I have someone else I have to worry about. And it's just like so disgusting of them to be my family, y'all, but don't want to see me doing good. Like, they'll sit over there and talk about me, and her and her mama sit together and talk about me, y'all. It's so disgusting. I don't have no relationship with my grandmother. I don't have no relationship with my mother's 2 sisters. I don't have no relationship with her twin brothers. I don't have no relationship with their children. I am by myself over here. So why can't my baby be with me? She know who I am. I've been in her life all her life. Like, I feel like that she's really trying to like make it seem like it's about me being unfit to take the fucking blame off of her being a bad parent, her motherfucking self. Because the apple don't fall far from the tree. Like, and if you feel like I'm really so unfit, then why are my other 2 children still here with me? Why do they have beds, and why do they have clothes, and why are they going to school and getting A's? Why do I communicate with their teachers every day? Why do you feel like I can't do the same for a third one when I know in my mind and heart that I got 3 children? I don't forget about her. She's not excluded from nothing. She gets treated the same just as her sisters. She gets everything her sisters do, and when I buy them anything, I buy them in 3s. Everybody gets one, and when Emery comes over here, hers will be waiting. And I'm just tired of people trying to make me feel bad for wanting to be in my baby's life. I want to be here for my baby. I don't have no long, extensive criminal history or no CPS history. I don't have none of that. I just want to be with my baby. And my mom knows that we don't have a good relationship. And she's afraid that if I do get my baby back, she won't be able to see me anymore. And it's me. I'm not saying I'm going to keep my baby away from her because I feel like my baby deserves to know her grandparents. But I feel like grandparents need to play nothing but that. The grandparents' role, especially when there's two active parents involved. When it's all about the money. Because she gets $1,700 a month. I would do it too, but I don't want nobody. I don't want the headache of nobody's kids, nobody else's problems. People should let people raise their own kids. Why do you want to be anything more than a grandmother? Why don't you want to go travel? Why don't you want to go live your life? Why don't you want to go take a cruise or something like that? Like, what is it? Because it's annoying. But that's what I've been going through, y'all. And I'm just sorry to be this way. But that's what I've been going through. And I'm really just irritated to the point where I can't even create no content because I'm just upset about the fact that I have to go back to court again. And maybe, I'm just really frustrated and behind it all because this is what I've been stuck with in my thoughts. But I know that if you just stay on a positive track and you do your part and you pray about it and you wait your turn, that it'll all work out in the end. Because I've been doing that for years and it's been working out for me for years. And I'm just not going to give her the satisfaction thinking that she breaking me because you're not doing nothing but giving me more energy to come and get my baby faster because I feel like you playing with my intelligence. And at this point, I don't care who I gotta step on. I don't care what I gotta do. I don't care who gotta go. Cause I've been homeless. I didn't have nothing before. I've had nothing. So, I came from nothing. I'm just ready to step on some shit at this point. Like, I just don't know what else to do. But y'all, the video was for y'all. The video was just to inform y'all how how it's been going over here for me. And I've been going to counseling and I'm going to therapy and I'm getting help with myself and my problems that I have from the past. I can't control what my mama do, y'all. That is totally out of my control. And I'm just, at this point, I'm so ready to put it into God's hands and let him handle it because it's not for me. I can't fix it no more. It was really probably never really for me to fix, all of the situation on my behalf was just me trying to take vengeance into my own hands. And I'm not saying that maybe back then that wasn't the best place for my baby to be because even I thought that it was when I had got put out and I didn't want to take her onto the streets with me. I felt like that my mother's house was safe at that point for my baby because I didn't have nobody else. But now I'm here and I have this home and I have this car, and I'm taking care of everything and all my bills is paid and I don't have no stresses and I don't have no worries. I had to literally stop everything that I was doing and realize I need to go get my baby back because it's time. People form attachments over the years, but it's just like she's not yours. She's not yours. She has a mama and she has a daddy who want her, who love her dearly. And that's just what it's all about. Like, I feel like over time, the reasonings and behind a lot of things have changed, but it's always been the same with me. I just want my baby back home. And, my mom tried to go to court and make it about money for me. Like, I need my baby because I need her money. I really don't want her money. Y'all know, I don't have to tell y'all, but we all know what it is. Like, it don't need to be said because I just feel like that's giving too much information, but that's over with. I'm just here to tell y'all I've been going to counseling, I've been going to therapy, and I'm working through my problems, and I'm not letting nobody else put their mess on me because that's you, and you need to confront that because that's nasty. Okay, so if any reason my baby has Down syndrome, it's because you had sex with your cousin and had me. And I turned around and had her. And it ran straight through my messed up genetics and right on into her. And I feel like that's why you was crying super hard in the hospital room on the day that she was born. Because you knew that your fuck up had finally made itself known. Look, don't let me forget to tell y'all how it went in court. Because I talked a lot in this video. And after it ended, I was like, girl, you didn't even tell them how it went in court. Okay, so we went to court, y'all. She was ordered by the judge to move her residence back from where she moved to, which is far away, back into Dallas County. She was also ordered to pay $2,100 in my attorney's fees And she was also made to bring me my daughter every weekend on first, third, and fifth Fridays. So that's like the good news for now. That's where we're at with everything. I think she was placed on a 6-month probation. So we have 6 months for until we go back to court to see if she has violated her probation, basically, because they're making her move back. So I guess we're going to go see if she moved back. I'm not really sure, but that's where we're at with everything. So I just wanted to make sure that y'all was updated, because y'all been on this journey with me a long time, and I would not want y'all to feel left out in any type of way. Please excuse my robe. I had I'm gonna get in the shower and stuff like that, but I wanted to make sure I put this in the video so that I don't forget later. But I love you guys so much, and thank you so much for supporting me. You guys are the best, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
So long, sleeping from sofa to sofa. Now I'ma step on these little bitty bitches. Here's some brand new Gucci loafs, some Gucci walking. I got tired of eating Big Mama's chicken. Now it's business when I walk out.